you were, if you met a guy, and I mean, everything about this guy was perfect. Like he's 6 foot tall, everything about him is perfect. He checks every box, but then you find out that he's actually trans. That like he was a woman, but he changed to a man. Would that bother you? Like, would that end it? We'll start with you on this one.
I'll actually no comment that.
No, no comment.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that. What about you?
I'd say it's all about personality, and if they're a genuinely good person, I think potentially it could work out.
Yeah.
Maybe just as friends.
It also
maybe
depends
as
if
an
you've ever
entire
had a
relationship.
lesbian past too, or like if you've ever had like a past where you were cool with women, you might be more cool with it.
Yeah.
It just depends what you've kind of experienced. What about you? Like, what do you think? Could you handle something like that?
Um, I like a man's man, but it would depend if they had all the parts.
If they did the bottom surgery?
Yeah, if they did the bottom surgery, I don't think it would bother me because also I feel like they would understand like that time of the month and like womanly things that a lot of men don't understand or weren't taught. So I don't think it would bother me that much.
Okay. What about you? What do you think?
I have to agree with some things that she does or that she said. I think it depends on the situation. Me personally, I just would prefer to be not saying that a trans woman or man is not who they want to be, but I just would prefer to be with a man who was born a man.
Okay, and talk a little bit closer for the rest of the show, though. Just FYI.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry.
No, you're good. So I want to know now, though. Say you're with a guy, and we're gonna say like the same thing again. He's an amazing guy in every category. He's checking all the boxes and everything. 10 years into y'all's marriage, he's having like a crisis. He realizes that he's not who he thinks he is, and he actually likes to dress as a woman, or he wants to go maybe get bottom surgery or something like that. Like he's realizing that he thinks he's a woman or something. Would that ruin the relationship for you, or would you try to fight through that to stay with that man if he's been the perfect thing for you for 10 years and like we're gonna say y'all are married with kids, like y'all have a whole life together? Like would you be able to do something like that, or would you have to? Like, is that something that's such a big change that you're just like, I can't do this?
I would actually be heartbroken. I think we'll have to get a divorce. I feel like if they're trying to transition to a woman, they wouldn't really want to be with me anymore. That's just my thought on it.
It just depends what kind. Yeah, well, you gotta remember though. Sometimes people can't transition, and they might still love women. Like they just they think they're a woman, but they still love women. So it just depends, really. What about you though? Do you think that you could stay with somebody? If somebody that you really love, if after 10 years they had to do that?
I think if I really love them, I would continue to love them regardless, but we would definitely have to go to couples therapy possibly, and we'll see how that transition happens.
There's a lot to talk about, and you might need a mediator for it. Yeah.
Yes.
What do you think you would do if you were in that situation?
Kind of what Esmeralda said. I think I would try my best to like love them, stay in the relationship, and make it work. But at the end of the day, I did just say I like men. I love women for who they are. I think women are beautiful. But I don't know if I would stay married to that person.
No, it's a big change. Yeah. What do you think? What would you do in that?
I think it depends on the relationship. I wouldn't necessarily say that our connection would end. If anything, we'd probably still be friends. But I feel like if after 10 years you're realizing that you were living a lie, then there's not really that much attraction towards like something that would
depends what triggered it, kind of made them into that. You guys, it was a 10-year thing, then it's like, what the going on for the last decade?
Yeah, that's like almost like those marriages where the man gets with the woman, has kids, plays the role of the man, and then he comes out as gay.
Yeah.
Like, what was the point of us getting married and having this life and building everything together if you were just going to lie to me?
And honestly, ladies, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and point fingers and say that this is relevant to any of y'all, but something that happens a lot, especially women that go through trauma, sexual trauma or anything like that, they will go to these type of guys that aren't very sexual with them, and they're like, oh, he's the perfect guy for me because I've gone through this trauma or whatever in my past. This is the perfect guy because he's not pressuring me for sex all the time and stuff. And then it turns out this guy's gay. Like he sit there, he goes to the gym all the time, he's cares about his body a lot and all this stuff, and it's like, damn, like he was really just using me as like a scapegoat to just make him look straight, but really he was gay the whole time. That's something that happens a lot, especially in like the really high end, like super beautiful women or like the super beautiful men. You would never know it. Like the beautiful women end up with these really hot guys that are chiseled, and next thing you know, you learn that. Now I want to know. And I'll start with you on this one. I want to know if you were with a guy and y'all are about to get married, and we're going to say once again he's the perfect man. We're always going to go back to the scenario. This is the perfect guy that y'all are about to marry, and at the aisle or on that day of marriage, you find out that he actually did gay porn 20 years ago. Like we're gonna say like he's we'll say 10 years ago, because I'm not gonna say that you're marrying a 40-year-old or something. But we'll say 10 years ago he was a gay porn star, and he did gangbangs, he did all the crazy stuff, he made lots of money. He tried to scrub it from the internet, but you still found it. Like you found out that he did do gay porn. He never told you about this in the past, but this is a perfectly straight guy now. He's perfectly straight with you now. He's never going to do any of that stuff anymore again. He promises. But he did do that stuff in the past. He was a porn star in the past for gay stuff. Would you be able to be like still get married that day with him, or would you call off the wedding, you think?
This is something that I find out on the wedding day.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically that's why the answer is, would you call off the wedding or not?
I probably would, only because I feel like that's something you shouldn't have kept from me.
He should have told you beforehand.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
We could probably postpone the wedding at the very least, but at that time I probably would not trust you.
Be pissed off, yeah. What about you?
I'd be pissed off, but I wouldn't cancel the wedding. I would just make him let me peg him.
Oh
Oh, Lord.
Oh no!
That would be his punishment.
No. What about you? She's dominant. But would you be with a guy, or would you still get married to that guy if he, revealed that to you before y'all's wedding?
I'd say based on my beliefs, I probably would not go through with the marriage. Honestly.
It's a deal breaker.
It's a deal breaker.
What about you?
I wouldn't call off the marriage. If anything, I'm sitting in that moment. I can't see. I'm blind. We're just gonna go through with it. Maybe discuss it afterwards. But we're already here.
Yeah.
It's in the past. Even.
Yeah. All of
Let's
our
just carry
families are
on.
invited. Let's just do this. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would argue that it actually really, really bothers some women if a man was gay in their past. And I'm not gonna say all, because obviously like some of y'all like aren't. It's not bothering y'all that much. But I'd say like a majority. Like if we lined up 100 women, I would think a majority would be bothered by it. There's just something about a guy switching sides or ever doing something like that just kind of marks them into a territory sometimes of, I don't want to with you at all anymore. And it's not all the time, like I said. Like y'all might not be like that, but I think majority it is like that usually.
I got a question for Grace real quick.
Yeah.
So Grace, I know you said that you'll still go through with the wedding, but are you still going to sign that marriage contract though?
I'll sign the contract as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's in the past. Like I'm not gonna. Like yes, you shouldn't have held it against me, or you should have hid it from me, but I'm not one to like hold things against somebody. Like I definitely will accept you. Past this. It's all right. Don't cheat on me or anything. It's okay. Like we're just gonna move from this.
And I think that's why women fear it though, is the cheating, because it's like you might have done this 10 years ago, but like it's gonna y'all's security in the future if he ever exercises that option again. Because the thing is, it's hard for a guy to get sex from women. It's hard. It's not. It's respected because it's really hard for us to get it. So it's like you don't really have to worry about him exercising options with women, because it's usually hard for him to get women. But if it's really easy for gay guys to get other, like you can get on Grindr and find a guy in 30 minutes to blow you. It's usually a very scary thing to women to want to marry a guy like that, because like that's the security of your marriage. That's the security of y'all's relationship in your future. But that's the only reason why I think it would bother some women.